Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a fat minute since I've uploaded anything or even posted on here, shorts or anything. There's been a lot going on behind the scenes with my personal life, with the car, with the Z, and just a whole bunch of other stuff going on. And cold weather, the winter, I plow snow for a living, so in the winter I'm working all the time. I have no motivation for the car at the last couple months. I'm back to it. Started working on it again. I've got some motivation to get this thing done this year. It's well overdue. A bunch of people ask me all the time where it is, what's going on. And this is the video. I'm just gonna update what's going on with the car, where I'm at, what needs to be done, progress, everything that's going on with this thing. It's been here probably, I don't know, maybe not quite a year, but like 7 or 8 months since it's been back from paint. You guys might have seen the short or the Instagram reel, whatever. We had the whole bay coated and started to get some of this stuff together a little bit. We finally got some warmer weather. I don't have heat in the garage, unfortunately, so it's been pretty cold and I've just been lacking in motivation to do this. But as you guys can see, we have made some progress here. We have the mounts in, the base plates for the mounts are in. Got the Downstar hardware going on here, the mounts, everything is chrome. So this is all legit chrome. And then if we move down here, we have the electric EP3 rack along with some DC5 Creations AC kit. That's this, brand new. I ordered a new, what's it called? The heat valve for the car. This is from Honda directly, new OEM part. Thank God it wasn't out of stock. That's been a ongoing problem with this project, is trying to find stuff that's like not discontinued or you know, they stock it somewhere. So luckily I found that, but a couple of the lines I'm gonna have to make because they don't have them anymore. And like, I'm gonna see if I could find a new cable for this because it got a little bit melted here. But this is kind of where I'm at with the car. I put some work into it recently and trying to get things mocked up a little bit. I still have to run a couple more lines and all the brake lines got to get done. That's what this is up here. This is the DC5 Creations V3 ABS delete kit. So it goes all the way through here, into here, into here. So that way you don't see any of the brake lines. I think the V2 and the V1 kit mount the valve somewhere down here, but we're going for a little bit of a cleaner look on this build. So basically what I have left to do before I can start like assembling the motor and getting the motor in, because most of this stuff on the firewall is pretty simple, right? So before this motor can go in the car, well, before I get into that, let me show you guys the support. I've had a ton of questions on how the support goes on and off the car, and basically we did like riv nuts in here for the support. So, and there's another one down here. So the support bolts in and bolts off. I've taken it on and off like probably twice now just to ensure fitment and some other things. But we ran into one small issue with the support. Not an issue, but seeing here, you won't see this when the support's on, but it does scratch a little bit just because the support needs to slide on. So to remedy that, I ordered where is it? Oh, right here. My painter suggested I order these. It's like a felt pad. It's really soft. And it's got double-sided tape on the back. So what I'm going to do is tape this to the inside of the support or onto here. And that way the support will just slide nice and smooth without scratching the paint. This is just surface level. If I was to really buff it, it'll come back out. It's just in the clear. But we're going to do that so the support will slide nice. And then I also bought some rubber guard for the edges. So I could put that in here if I want to prevent anything from happening to this. Just some precautions around the edges to keep the car, you know, sealed up nice. I don't want to get any like debris stuck in there, water or anything to rust it, you know. So we're taking all the precautions that we can to make sure that the bay stays looking how you see it now. So more or less what I have to do now to get the car ready to go to like fab and get the motor together, I have to put the right through here. I have to do one more riv nut here, and this is like a little billet firewall piece. Got to bolt this up, run the engine harness and the fuse box harness through here, and the fuse box harness normally runs down through this hole, but I have an extended harness. I had somebody rewire it and extend everything to run through here, and the fuse box is going to mount like in the glove box, so I can open the glove box and my fuses will be there. That way it's not in the bay where it normally is. Or I used to have it down here, and it's just not ideal to have your fuse box in front of your wheel. So that's what we're doing. I had everything extended to mount where I want it. And down here we have to this is a EP3 Civic, Honda Civic rack, but this connector, see how short it is? I just don't like the way it looks. So I'm gonna cut these two wires here and extend this so it can go behind the rack, loom it all nice, and the plug is down here. So this connector will be in the car with this, and then there's another piece right here. This clips on back there, and also same thing, short, you know, it's not long enough to clip in the car. So I'm going to be extending the wiring so that there's no connectors out here in the car, and then that'll go down there. And then once that's done, I can finish mounting up all my brake lines. I got to tighten these nuts on here, see? So tighten the nuts up right here and here, go down here with the brake lines, make sure these are all nice and tight how I want them to be. And then down here is the OEM brake lines from the rear. These are for the rear of the car. I'm gonna cut, don't mind this is my shifter cables. I'm gonna cut these here and put a 90-degree flare for the brake line. That way the brake line for the rear is tucked behind the booster, because the booster will sit here, and then the clutch will be over here. Clutch master cylinder will be over here, so you won't see any of this, but the lines will be nice and hidden, flared into the OEM lines there, and then that'll be all nice and hidden. I mean, most of the stuff you're not going to see anyways, because the turbo is going to sit kind of here. So it's really just personal preference. I'm trying to have the cleanest bay possible, you know. So to do that, we're trying to take all the steps that we can to get this, you know, tucked nicely. So basically that's what I'm doing there. I'm gonna extend this ground to go into the car as well. All the grounds are gonna be hidden away, because like factory, there's a trans ground which comes off the trans around here and goes to your bay. Same thing over here with the motor. There's a motor ground here. So we're going to be tucking all the grounds to go under the car, like in the car, so you can't see any of it, which will be super nice and clean. And then the fuse box harness, same deal. I got to finish running the AC lines. But as you can see here, the AC lines going to loop. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but these are going to loop up and come through here. Follow this track, go down and under. So that's how the AC lines are going to run down here. And then the fuse box harness, I'm hoping I have enough room for it. It should be. The fuse box harness is going to follow the same pathway along the AC lines down under, and then it's going to go like across to the headlights. So that's the plan with that stuff. I just got to get the AC lines mounted up first. Then I can run the fuse box wiring along with it, and then get the heater core lines hooked up here and here into this. Hook the AC lines up into the fittings here. Bolt this up. Do the brake line stuff, and then all I have to do from there is put the struts in, because I want to bring this. I'm probably gonna end up bringing it to my buddy's shop with the lift to put the swap in. We're gonna assemble the motor there and everything, but I want to bring it there with almost everything intact. So if you come in here, I'm still waiting on the clips for this so the brake line can sit there, but this is how the brake line goes up and around, so your wheel will never hit it. And what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna mount the strut. Mount the strut right here. It's gonna put the brake on it, the caliper, the rotor, all that stuff. And then I'm gonna have the brake lines all connected, so everything in here will be good. And then the subframe can go on last because I have the car on this roller. And it came off the my trailer just fine. So we're gonna continue with the roller thing until like the subframe is gonna be pretty much last. We're gonna make sure that the strut is in, rotor caliper, put the wheel hubs and all that on. Everything has been refinished like to OEM or better quality for this build. So it's been taking quite a while to stack all these parts. Like everything over here, these are all zinc coated metric bolts. Those are all zinc coated bolts. I think, yeah, these are also zinc coated bolts, or they're for a kit, I don't remember. Then I have more Downstar hardware down there. Every nut, bolt, washer, wire, ground, sensor, anything you can think of has been replaced. There's not a single piece of anything in here that's being reused, besides if I can't find a new cable for this, because it might be discontinued, or I have to go to a part out. And then this is a throttle cable. I'm gonna get a new one, so that way I don't have any open holes. Other than that, everything is being completely replaced from the radiator support back. Radiator, fans, all the coolant lines, put an AC back in it, so condenser, the what's it called? There's no power steering because I have the electric, so I'm gonna be doing all new lines for everything. It's gonna look really, really clean and tucked away, which is like kind of the goal. And then hopefully I want to get the motor in by the end of, like, what are we in? January, February, March, April. Like the end of April, I'd like the car to fire. You know, I'd like the car to fire up and run. So we have a little bit of a ways to go. I know it looks pretty empty right now, but like I said, just from here back, if I can just finish up all that, then we can bring it, get the motor put together. That'll take like maybe a week to assemble the motor, because it's all aftermarket bolts for the motor for the most part. So everything, you got to make sure it's all nice and how I want it, and I try not to scratch everything, because everything is chrome, powder coated, Cerakoted, or whatever. You know, everything's been refurbished, so it's taking extra time to try and not scratch anything. And before we do that, I got to tape all the paint off so nothing gets scratched. But yeah, that's where the car is at. Take a walk inside, show you guys the bulk of parts. It's kind of a mess, but I'm going to show you guys the bulk of parts we got going on, what it looks like to have everything chromed, plated, powder coated. You know, the inside of the car I haven't really done anything with. I don't plan on doing anything with the exterior, maybe, besides like some new skirts, and that's pretty much it. I want to get some new seats at some point, but I really just need to focus on getting the car to like run before any of that. So it's kind of a mess in here right now, but this is the fuse box, factory fuse box, but I had everything extended and reloomed. So these all plug in underneath the dash. I had to extend everything because the fuse box is going to go over there now. So he did a really nice job relooming everything. This is what the loom looks like. Really, really nice job. And I just got to take a day to get this either outside or try to center it more, because I need to get on the passenger side to open the door all the way and like get underneath the dash and like try and run the fuse box wiring. So that's going to be at a little bit of a later date, but it's not too bad. I know this thing looks pretty crusty. You know, it's been sitting here forever. Fucking bird crapped on my car. It's been there for a while. I don't even know how a bird got in here, probably before the winter started. But yeah, a bird left me a nice little present on my car. Same right here. So it needs a bath, but the main priority is just to get this all sorted. So let's take a walk inside, show you guys what I got for parts and what it looks like to have this much of a commitment to trying to restore a car. All right, we're in my parts hoarding room, as I'd like to call it. Everything is kind of a little all over the place right now, So don't judge the messiness. This has been like 3 years of accumulating parts and getting things coated and sent out. So basically what you're looking at is everything here is going to go on the car. So this room will be empty by the time the car is done. We'll start from the front, I guess, work my way back. I got DC5 Creations engine harness, nice and tucked. Got the headlight brackets powder coated. This is a water pump I had powder coated silver. And then in there is a new oil pan. I had the sway bar chromed. I have the Gato manifold here. Stuff's still getting coated. In here we have titanium hood exits for the car. This is the oil pan baffle, ATI super damper, crank pulley, some heat wrap. I think the wastegate and some other stuff's in here. Got turbo drain, clutch line, and then we got the holy grail of Honda OEM parts. This is every gasket, seal, timing, every gasket for the motor is in that bag. Everything. For every sensor, solenoid, anything you could think of is in that bag. All Honda new OEM. And then we got the trans here. That I'd still like to crack this open and get all the gears checked out before I put it in the car. And then got the DC5 Creations catch can, fuel rail for my the fuel rail. Coilover's new in the box. The block is in here. The head is in that box. Head gasket, headlights. Thinking about selling the headlights because they have way too much wiring for them, and it's just too much for me to deal with. So I think I might get rid of the sell these headlights and get something a little simpler to wire in, because the less stuff you have in the bay, the better. Moving back around, this is part of the post mount. Got this chrome plated as well. And then we'll move over here. This is all the Downstar hardware. It should be labeled billet dress up RSX. This one is like the engine bay stuff. It's kind of poorly labeled. I feel like each little bag should be labeled. Like this should say passenger motor mount with the black pieces. This should say driver motor mount. This should say like subframe. You know, they should all be listed rather than just saying engine bay. And then over here, control arms, powder coated, new bushings, new spout fans, Koyo-Rad. In here, I might replace this. Gotta order another one of these for the clutch. This is a new water pump. This is the hood latch, the new hood latch. And then we got a bunch of tie rods and the big Bertha. Everybody asks to see this when they come check out the car, see what's going on. This is my subframe. This is not real chrome. I'll show you guys the difference between real chrome and fake chrome in a second. This is powder coat chrome. It's called super chrome. It's powder coat. I did this through Grimm Coatings in Waterbury, Connecticut. Powder coat chrome is very expensive, especially on a bigger piece like this. Like super chrome is probably the most expensive powder you could spray, I think. So I was gonna actually chrome plate it, because I don't know if you guys can tell. So the valve cover there, that's real chrome, right? This is super chrome. It's kind of hard to, for powder coat, it's pretty shiny. So I did the whole subframe in chrome because I don't foresee anybody else doing that. So I had to be the one. So we got full chrome plated, or not chrome plated, full chrome powder coat subframe. Pretty baller. It was a lot of money, but I wanted to be different. Everybody does their subframe just like black or gray or silver or something, you know. Somebody had to do it in chrome, so it's gotta be me. That's pretty much the hoard of parts. I know it looks like a lot, but like I said, it's all kind of spaced out and thrown all over the place. Half of it's for the motor and turbo kit. The other half is for like little accessories that go on the car. You know, I think the Brembos are back there in a box somewhere. So once this is all together, this whole room will be empty. and I'll have more space for parts from my Z. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this. I know there's a ton of stuff left to do, but I made some progress, and that's what the parts hoard looks like. All right, well, that concludes the update on the car and the parts. If you guys were just curious about that, then you can skip the next couple minutes here. I'm just going to give the viewers who want to watch a little segment here of an update on where I've been, what's been going on in my life, why you guys haven't really seen me upload on Instagram or anything as much. YouTube have been kind of stagnant. Basically, my grandfather was really sick most of the winter. He passed away last month, and that was really hard, and I lost motivation pretty much for everything, to work on the car, to literally do anything. I'd just been hibernating and working and playing video games all winter. So took me a while to try and get motivation to get back into here to even upload this. You know, it's been really challenging. Those of you that know, like, my grandfather was a huge part of my life, and building this car, like, if it wasn't for him, you know, I wouldn't have got this to certain events, because I was struggling with money at one point. I really wanted to finish the car for an event, and he loaned me the money at the time to get the car to New York for a massive event, and it was like one of the greatest weekends of my life. So I owe a lot to him, and it's been hard trying to just get back into this. You know, I've just been really down the last couple of months, but partially it's because of the weather too. It's the cold makes me miserable, and there's no heat in here. So that's what's been going on. The warmer weather is here. A couple of my friends have offered to come help and get me started and get a little more motivation to get this thing going, and we're back in it now, and I'm just really trying to get this rolling by the end of the but not the end of the year, like end of springtime. I want to get this car driving and going, because it's been too long. It's been like 3 years down, and getting my motivation back a little bit. And that's kind of where I've been. Just been MIA. I haven't felt like posting or uploading or interacting with like social media. I've been really kind of stagnant with it. And that's kind of what's been going on with the passing of my grandfather, and but a couple other family things I'm not going to get into too much. But it's been it was a rough winter for me, and I lost motivation to get into this. But now I have it back. The warmer weather's coming, and I'm really trying to get this thing going. So that's kind of what's been going on. I hope you guys are interested in this build and are excited to see it come back. For those of you that stayed a little bit to hear what's been going on, I appreciate it. It's literally just been a lack of motivation. I had the time, you know, I've had the time to do it, but been motivation to get it done. So that's what's been going on. Appreciate you guys for watching the video. If there's any other updates you want to see on the car, I'm going to be filming, running some of this other stuff and getting the bay together. But if there's anything specific you guys want to see, just comment it down below. I would like to make a separate video on like explaining the chrome plating versus powder coat and how that works and what Cerakote is. I have some old footage I filmed over the winter. I never got around to uploading it on the whole vapor honing process, which is what I had done to the rack. That got coated after, but I had filmed a whole video on like vapor honing and some other stuff. It's older footage, but if you guys would still like to see it, I can make a video out of it and I could upload it. But this is kind of where I'm at, what's been going on, plans. I'm not going to mention the Z in this video. I'll make a separate video on what my plans are with that if I get around to it this summer. But this is the main priority right now. So if you want to see some more, drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe. I appreciate it. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Your heart